Are you looking for bigger, stronger, and more powerful shoulders that can help you bench press like this? Then look no further. Welcome to Strong Bear Fitness. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Strong Bear Fitness, and today we're working shoulders. In today's video, I'll be showing you the exercises that I perform to increase my strength and gain muscle mass on my shoulders to help improve my strict press numbers and my bench press numbers. That 455-pound bench press you see in my shorts, not all of that is chest, some of that is shoulders too. And today, in these exercises, you'll see what I do, or what exercises I perform to bulletproof my shoulders. Let's get to it. Alright guys, before we ever get started on our first movement, which is strict press, first thing we want to do is warm up our shoulders, our rotator cuffs, making sure they provide the stability that like they're supposed to. And the way I do that is basically with some cable presses. You've probably seen that in the first video as a warm up for when I was doing bench press. And we're basically doing the same thing here before we do our first movement. And the way we do that is basically get our tension here on the cable, rotate the arm back till you feel the pull, and you should feel it right there on the back of the shoulder. On the, well, I say back of the shoulder, but the medial delt. And we're going to press up and back. And basically what that's doing is it's causing the rotator cuffs to stabilize or provide stability during this pressing movement, which is what you want. And while doing this, I can also find out if I have any type of problems with my shoulders, such as stability, any type of pain. So it's always a great warm-up. All right, after you do both arms, you're going to do some external rotation. And that's also to warm up the rotator cuffs. All right, next warm-up we'll do is actually some scapular retraction with the band, or banded scapular retraction. And that's basically to make sure that our scapula is retracting the way it's supposed to. I've always had issues with my right side not retracting all the way back, especially on bench press, and that's a no-go. That's one thing that you need to retract back. Be able to retract back and then push down to engage the lats. So, like I said, one thing that helps me with that is this banded scapular retraction exercise. And basically all you're doing is wrapping the band around your wrist, grab, take a step back, get good tension, and pull, or retract. The reason I use the resistance bands instead of weight is because the resistance bands actually pull away from the body, aka resistance. And what a, say, 2.5 to 5 pound weight will do is while you're trying to retract it back, the weight's actually pulling down, and the resistance is down because of gravity. With a resistance band, the resistance is away from the body, which is what you want. All right, after doing 2 to 3 sets, scratch all that. All right, after doing 2 to 3 sets of the banded resistance exercises, if our shoulders are feeling pretty good, which they do, I'm surprised because we had a halfway decent bench day a couple days ago. They still feel pretty good, but since they do, we get on to our first exercise. All right, our first movement of the night, bulletproof these shoulders. So we're gonna have a stronger bench press and a stronger strict press is the strict press. So strict press, it's really good for building mass and strength on the shoulders. And like I said before, it'll also help us on our bench press. Having strong shoulders on bench press is, it is a synergist. When it comes to bench press, basically means it helps as far as part of the movement when it comes to bench press. Really from here to here, that's where a lot of your shoulders are active. And to make sure that our shoulders are stable, strong, I include strict press in my programming. Like I said, to improve our bench press strength, shoulder strength when it comes to the bench press movement, and on strict press. So you're probably asking, well, Kayla and I could go and do shoulder presses on the machine. Well, you could. And you could probably build up some mass doing that as well. But strength that you want to be able to build up for strict press and bench press, it's only going to come from strict press or dumbbell presses. But with this being a compound movement, you want to see a lot more benefits with the compound movement. And those benefits are strength and mass. So what we're going to do is start off with the bar. Always start off with the bar every movement to kind of gauge see if we have any instabilities, if we got any pain in our shoulders. So that's what we're going to start with, is the bar. Now, what is strict press? I don't want to say grip width is key. I'm not going to say that, but I like to be shoulder width apart. And when you grab the bar and you're up here with it, you want to retract the scapula, get those lats engaged, chest up, brace the core. Brace the core. And when you're doing a strict press, and this is why it's called a strict press, you're not bending the knees to use momentum to push the weight up. Then it's not a strict press anymore, or it's not a strict press anymore. So, feet maybe shoulder width apart, hands a little past shoulder width apart. I said shoulder width, a little past shoulder width apart. Retract the scapula, depress down, get lats engaged, tighten up the core, and you're pressing right up. So let's see what we got. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, so that felt pretty good. Shoulders aren't as fried as they were last couple days after that our bench work. So we're gonna move on up in small increments. We're gonna move up to, 95 pounds. All right, this is set number 2. 95 pounds. Probably thinking, what are our rest periods? So typically on the warm-ups, I only rest for about 1 minute to 2 minutes. Once I get into some heavier weight, it'll probably be anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. Now, what we're working towards, or what our program calls for, is 4 sets of 8 85% of our 1 rep max. Last time I checked, our 1 rep max was right there at 275. Yeah. And I have not done strict press in months. So we're gonna work up to 85% if we can get to 85%. All right, set number 2. Ooh, 95 pounds didn't feel too bad. Let's bump it on up to 135. All right, set number 3, 135. Used to rep these pretty good, but like I said, it's been a few months. See what it feels like. Not as heavy as I thought it would be. Felt pretty good. Might as well move up. We'll still consider that a warm up. Let's bump it up to, considering how, we'll go to, let's go up to 185. Like a fool. All right, set number 3, 185. Oh, I remember my spring chicken days when I had first started training and I watched somebody do 185 for a set of 5 and I could not do it for 1, and they pressed it like it was nothing, and it burned me up because I couldn't figure out why I couldn't press 185 for 5. I just wasn't training right. What we're doing now, we're going to get it. Whew. A little presumptuous of us to move up to 185 so quickly, because I barely got that last rep and I could feel my body swaying in the wind and my low back arching. That's not what you want. Ooh, so 185 is what we're sticking with. All right, so according to my handy dandy calculator, I should be pressing 80%. I should be pressing around 230, 235 for sets of 8. Yeah. Not today, Batman. Not today. Second working set. 185. Jeez Louise, that's heavy. Ooh. Jeez, that's heavy. But we're not going down. We're sticking it out with 185. If we miss a rep, we just miss a rep. I'm not going down. Not going down. All right, so while we rest, I'll explain why I do strict press for strength and hypertrophy, and not a military press machine or the Smith machine. So, with the street press, not only are you working on developing strength in your deltoids, you're also working on developing stability with your rotator cuffs. Yeah, rotator cuffs are working very hard to keep those shoulders in place while you're doing these street presses. They do the same thing when you do bench press, incline bench press, dumbbell bench press, any type of free weight that requires pressing. The rotator cuffs are playing a major role in stability. Now, when it comes to the Smith machine, when it comes to a street press machine, those machines do not work on improving rotator cuff stability. Why? Because the machine stabilizes everything for you. On the military press machine, it can only move in one path. One path. On the Smith machine, it can only move one path. Over here in this street press, it can move all sorts of ways, different ways, if your shoulders aren't stabilizing, if your rotator cuffs aren't working, or you've overloaded. You can't stabilize the weight. That's why they can't stabilize the weight. So that's why we do street press. Like I said, just not for hypertrophy, but for strength. Military press or seated military press with the machine, and on the Smith machine, they'll provide benefits when it comes to gaining mass, and it may provide a little bit of strength. But to maximize your efforts, if you want a heavier street press, or you want to be able to street press heavier, or if you want to bench heavier, then you're going to have to do these street presses or dumbbell presses in order to force those rotator cuffs to stabilize. So with these, not only are we increasing mass, we're increasing our strength, and we're trying to increase our rotator cuff stabilization, or how they stabilize. All right, third working set. Third working set. And boy, oh boy, I am still out of breath. Told you guys I've been fighting a cold, and it's been rough. It's been rough. Whew. Third set, 185. Ooh, come on. Ooh, that one tried to take me out. Oh, I believe it was 7th set. You seen that left one fly up and the right one was behind. Oh, that's no bueno. That is no bueno. Oh. But we got it. We got it. All right. Set 4, 185. Street press. Last set. Let's get it. Ooh, I can feel that. We didn't make it. Ooh, we didn't get the last one in. And I got a cramp in my quad because I was pressing so hard on the ground. Oh, jeez. I was pushing so hard. with my legs and not using it as momentum. Just straight. Ooh. That's it for street press. All right, guys, here we are with the second movement, the seated overhead dumbbell press. And it's a good isolation exercise for building mass on the shoulders and building strength. Basically complements the street press. Starting off with 80-pound dumbbells. Let's see what we got. Well, those are lighter than what I thought they would be. So let's see. What do you say we move up? All right, guys. Here we are with the 90s. Oh, 80s felt relatively light. We'll see what we got with these 90s. See if our shoulders will hold out. They don't feel too bad after that street press. It was still hard pressing that 185 there after so many months. I think the goal is eventually to be able to get up to, well, we'll increase our strength once again to the point where we can do 225 for sets 8. Hopefully, we'll see. All right, set number 2, 90-pound dumbbells without a spot. Whew. Surprise. Those didn't feel bad either. Jeez. All right. Well, let's move on. All right, guys. Here we are. Third set. The 100-pound dumbbells. You can barely see my face over these son of a guns. So, 90s felt pretty good. Moving on up to these 100s. Without a spot, I think we'll be good to go. Our greatest challenge is basically just being able to get them into the position to press. Whew. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Ooh. Whew. Jeez Louise. Oh, those about beat me down. God. Those son of a guns are heavy. Heavy. All right, here we are. 4th set. Seated overhead press. Dumbbell press. 100-pound dumbbells. They are heavy. All right, so you can probably see, or maybe you can't see, but I'll tell you, that this bench, it's not in a 90-degree angle. It's actually angled to about 75 degrees. And the reason for that is while we're doing this dumbbell press, while we're pressing, instead of going straight up, we're actually going up and back here. And the reason for that is while we're in a 90-degree angle up like this and we're pressing up, more times than none, that your shoulders aren't right here. They're actually forward when you're in a 90-degree angle. And it puts your shoulder in a compromised position. You can actually get shoulder impingements. That way, when your shoulders fall too far forward while you're pressing, you can actually develop rotator cuff instabilities from excess inflammation in the rotator cuffs, possible tears. So to ensure that the dumbbell's not, my shoulder's not falling forward, I just go ahead and angle it back at about 60, anywhere from 60 to 75 degrees. And I'm able to press up and back with no problems. All right, 100-pound dumbbells. Let's see it. Let's see what we got. And no, I can't hammer curl with these. Good God Almighty. That's it. I don't know if you could see or not. Of course you could. When my left arm done this, yeah, that's a no-go. That's a no-go. We're done. We got 5 reps for the last set to make sure that we don't, make sure an injury doesn't occur. We're cutting it right there, right there. We're gonna move on to the next movement. All right, guys. Here we are with our third movement, the bench press. You're probably asking, Kanan, if the main lift for today was strict press, then why aren't we bench pressing? Well, during the strength and hypertrophy phase of this program, you want to knock out at least 2 bench days. For me, anywhere 3 to 4 days in between. 3 to 4 days in between. And we benched a few days ago. It's been about 4 days. Our chest was tight the first 3 days. Today it feels pretty good. And even though we started off with strict press, even though it's not the main lift, we want to start off with our shoulders first to, like I said, improve that strength and gain some mass there. If we do bench press first, then dumbbells and the incline dumbbells. By the time we get to bench press, by the time we get to strict press, our shoulders are fried, and we're not going to be able to maximize our effort as far as lifting more weight or pressing more weight. So that's why we start off with strict press on shoulder day first. And then, like I said, we get the bench press after we've maximized our efforts on our strict press and our dumbbell press. So now we'll start working a little bit on our chest. We have a few more exercises for shoulders, but we'll be keeping those warmed up with the next few pressing movements. All right, here we go. 135 on bench press. And this is just a warm up. We're going to see what we can work up to today. Should be around maybe 65 to 75% of our 1 rep max. If our tricep allows us to be able to do that, because it is on fire right now. Didn't feel too bad on the shoulders, but I can tell you, after pressing those 100-pound dumbbells, this elbow is about gone. And I have some elbow sleeves. I'm probably getting ready to slip them on. But I'm confident we can move up to 225. 225, so let's get it. All right, I said We're gonna work up to about 65, 75% of our 1 rep max. The way these elbows are feeling right now, for them to cause me to break out these babies, yeah, there's a problem. There is a problem. The problem is they are on fire. So now we gotta bring out these, make sure we get some compression there. See what 225 feels like. And if it's not too bad, we may move on up to 275. But we got to see what they're like. Usually I have somebody here helping me put these on because they are super tight. Last time when I measured my arms before I got these, I had 19 and a half inch arms, which was hard for me to believe. I never thought my arms would be that big, but they were. And technically my arms were rated for a 3X. But instead I opted out for a 2X simply because I wanted that extra compression, especially around the elbows. All right, 225. Still warming up. So I say, see what these shoulders and elbows feel like. All right, so that wasn't too bad, but I can tell you this, my shoulders started feeling it in that. That was a little rough on the shoulders, but it's okay. Be good to go. So, probably see me rolling down these sleeves. You're like, why? If you're just going to roll them back up, why roll them down? It's a good question. So, I want the compression when I'm pressing, but when I'm at rest, I need to roll these down and allow the blood flow to go back through my tendon. If I keep these up here, it restricts blood flow. That's not what we want. During the movement, to compress it and make it tight, yes. But during our rest period, we want that blood flowing. We want our blood flowing so we can deliver the nutrients we need to our muscles, to our tendons. So that's why we're rolling the sleeves down. All right, 225, not too bad. We'll consider that a warm up. On to 275. All right, here we are with our first working set, 275. We're going to see what this feels like. Now, note, I said that I would be rolling these down after every set, and I will be, but our sets, or our rest periods in between sets, is not going to be long at all. Matter of fact, our rest period is going to be around 2 minutes. And the reason for that is, yeah, we're working on strength and hypertrophy. But today, since I'm not going to be able to actually maximize on strength today, because this is an accessory lift, we've already done our shoulders, or worked our shoulders, and our shoulders aren't going to allow us to do, our shoulders probably wouldn't allow us to do 85 to 90% of our maximum. We're going to reduce our rest period to around 2 minutes and concentrate on the hypertrophy. That way, on the days that we start off with bench first, we maximize on both strength and hypertrophy. Today, just hypertrophy. First working set, 275. Oh, that's heavy. That was definitely heavy. Definitely heavy. I could feel that in my shoulders and my elbow tendons. So we're resting now. Good minute and a half. We'll get back to it. All right. Here we are. Barely a minute over our rest. My triceps on a tendon that attaches my tricep. So my elbow is on fire. Fire. Second set, 275. Pray for us. Come on. Be strong. We almost didn't get that. We almost didn't get that. But technically we didn't lock it out, so I don't give a damn. My elbows are fried. My shoulders are fried. That 225 we said wasn't a working set. It's a working set. All right, here we are. Last set. This may get muted out because we're getting rickrolled right now. Never mind. My elbows are fried. My shoulders are taking a beating. Last set. I don't even know if we're going to get 8. So I tell you what, we got a good chest pump going. Whew, last set. Oh, buddy, it hurts just to move the weight. Our chest is willing, but our elbows and our shoulders are not. Jeez. Well, that's it for bench press. So this is part of it. This is part of the getting strong part. And that's putting our tendons under some stress, some load, and allowing them to become stronger. But we get to a point where they're burning, and it's not burning with desire, it's burning pain. When we get to that point, and it's a particular movement that's causing that, we just move on. All right, guys, here we are. Our fourth lift of our program, incline bench press. Now, you're probably saying, well, Kanan, why didn't we go ahead and do dumbbell bench press. Elbow won't let me. Elbow won't let me. Besides, want to test our elbow on this incline. Now, yes, it's a very similar pushing movement, but there's a good possibility that it won't bother me as much on the incline as it would on the dumbbell, flat bench dumbbell presses. So, and we got incline in this part of our programming on shoulder day because, I mean, you're still working shoulders, and we're still working on hypertrophy for our chest. And like I said, you need 2 days in a week to help, build mass or train for mass or hypertrophy on during the week for chest. You need at least 2 chest days in a week to maximize mass gains, and hypertrophy. So here we go. First set, 225, and I know our last bench day just almost killed me. There's a good possibility that it'll do it today. Let's see what we got. Oh, ooh. Oh yeah, way better. Whew, this elbow is talking. This elbow spitting. All right, set number 2. Oh no. Yeah, we're going down. Oh my gosh. My shoulders are fried. All right, let's see what we got. Not nowhere near as bad on the shoulder. Here we go. Let's see it. 185. How low we have stooped. Yeah. Couldn't even get 8. Shoulders are smashed. Shoulders are heavily fatigued. We're still going to try to do some dumbbell inclines. But that's it for this. All right, guys. Here we are. We're in our last pressing movement for today, which is the incline dumbbell press. Now, we're starting with hundreds. Usually we do 4 sets. Today, we're going to do 3. And that's simply because our shoulders are smashed. I mean, we've already accomplished what we wanted to do with our shoulders today, at least on the front delts. And we still got more shoulder work to do. Isolated shoulder work, like isolated front delt work, isolated medial delt work, and then our rear delts. Chest, we're a little, I mean, we're feeling it, but nowhere near as much as we did the other day. So, if anything, we're getting some good blood flow through there. Good blood flow deliver some good nutrients through there anyway. So 100-pound dumbbells, 3 sets. Might have said 10. It may be 8. Let's see what we got. Oh. Let's try that again. Did I say 8 to 10? Try 7. Ooh, that's a good pump too. No, our shoulders ain't gonna let us get that many. All right, guys, here we are. We're supposed to be doing 4 sets. We're not even getting 3. This is our second and last set. Oh, I'm tired. My elbow is burning with inflammation and fatigue, and my shoulders are fatigued. So here we go. Last set, 100-pound dumbbells. We want to give it everything we got until failure. That's failure. That's failure. All right, guys, here we are with our next movement, which is the front delt raise. We're going to do one arm at a time. I'd rather focus on one at a time. And this is purely for hypertrophy causes. Increase the mass on our front delts. This raise, this movement, it really doesn't help when it comes to strength. Doesn't really help when it comes to strength because it's not a pressing motion, but it's really good for building up the front delts. So, strictly for hypertrophy purposes. Start off with the left arm, left shoulder. Left shoulder's weakest. Let's help my elbow cooperates. By the way, this is a 25-pound dumbbell. If those look light, they weren't. They were not. All right. Now, we're only doing 3 sets of 10, 8 to 10, or 8 to 12. But we're falling around the rep range of 10. Like I said, our shoulders are fried. Here we go. Man. Jeez Louise. Dude. Our shoulders are smashed. Our front delts anyway. Oh my gosh. Here we go. That's it. As you can see, I'm raising it slow, letting it down slow. Slow being relative. I'm not letting it drop. Resistance up, resistance down. Here we go. Holy smokes. And that's it. That's it for our front delts. Let's move on to the next exercise. Here we go. First set. Doing 3 sets of 10 each exercise. Notice slow going up, slow coming down. Keeping tension on the side delts. Trying to keep the trap side of it. Sometimes you have to open up the dumbbells a little bit. Pretty good set. Oh. Oh. Buddy. There's rear delts. Movement was a little iffy. Or, the movement's not iffy, it's the contraction I was getting. Trying to isolate those rear delts on this flying machine is a little difficult because your upper back or your traps want to take over the movement. So it's a little iffy trying to really isolate those rear delts. Set number 2, 15 pound dumbbells. Set of 10. Dude, those are mean. May have to put a little bit of a bend in my elbow next set. Felt that a whole lot better in the rear dips. And if you notice on my movement from my side dips, my lateral raises, my arms are almost straight. And I can really feel that in my dips. But what I'm getting ready to do is, on this next set, instead of being straight out, I have a slight bend. And then I really isolate that lateral head, that lateral deltoid a whole lot more. All right, third working set, last working set. Lateral raises, sets of 10, 15-pound dumbbells. Last set. Let's get it. Oh my gosh. my gosh, they're smashed. And then we'll knock out our rear delts. And that, my friends, is the end of our shoulder training for today. So, stick around. We still got some bicep and tricep work to do. I didn't get biceps in this week on my back day because I didn't have a back day. So, I want to get them in today. And then we'll do some tricep work first. Then we'll get our bicep work done. Let's get it. All right, guys. Here we are at our tricep work. And yeah, left elbow is still fried, but it usually doesn't bother me with our straight bar, V-bar, straight bar, V-bar, press downs, push downs, press downs. It's typically with the bench press that I see a lot of issues with my elbow, but these it should be fine. So we got a bit of volume, about 3 exercises all together for triceps. A little bit of volume. We're going to limit it to 3 sets each. 3 sets of 10 to 12. We're going to start off with straight bar. And 200. We've maxed out the machine. Let's see what we got. Those are a little heavy, just a hair heavy, but it felt good. All right, here we go. Set number 2. Still on 200. Let's see where this takes us. That was way tougher. Way tougher. Way tougher. That was more tough. Third set. 200. Barely got 12 on the last one. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Hold on. Oh. I lit it up after 10, meant to do 12. I got 11. I couldn't bring it back down. Ooh, they're about fried. But that's it for straight bar. Moving on to V-bar. All right, here we are. V-bar tricep extensions. A staple in my programming. Work really well at developing the triceps, and I need those. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't have a lot of triceps. On bench press, it's usually my triceps are the weakest. It's usually where I get stuck at. If you go to my shorts, you can actually look where I was attempting a 475-pound bench press and got stuck. And it was literally like this far from being complete. Got stuck at triceps. So we know that's our weakness. We're gonna work on it. Here we go. V-bars, 190. Probably gonna have to move down because they're fried. Let's go. Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll move down just a little bit. We couldn't get 12 on that one. They weren't going to let us. So we're going to move down just a hair. All right. Tricep extension, V-bar. Tricep extension. Second set, 180. Let's get it. No. Oh my gosh, they're fried. I don't know if you could see, but I actually started on that 10th rep. Started to put my shoulder into it. No. That's not what push downs are for or extensions are for. No. If I can't do it when my triceps, my elbows got to go into it, I might as well just stop. Yeah, you can force a rep and you get a little bit of extra on that tricep, but you still put your shoulder in a compromisable position. So we'll just stop. We're actually going to lower the weight again because we didn't get 10. That was 180. We're going 160. Third and final set. Buddy. Starting to fill out this sleeve. It even hurts to flex that mother. Third set. V-bar extensions. Tricep extensions. 160. Let's get it. Did we get 10? I think we got 10. Oh my gosh. Dude. Look at that. That's a halfway decent pump. Ooh. That left one not as much. I'm right-handed. Left arm. It's just a hair smaller. All right. We're done with the V-bar extensions. Moving on to the next exercise. Last tricep exercise. And it's basically an overhead extension. And basically what we're doing with this movement, we're going to try to get our elbow, notice I said try, near about behind our head so we can get that flexion forward, or we can extend forward to work the long head of the tricep. Now it's going to work all of the tricep, and you could say you could isolate the long head that way, but it's just a different movement for the tricep. I've done 2 push downs. Might as well go at a different angle. Know what I mean? So here we go. We'll start with 50s with the left hand, and we're going to gradually move down to 30, because this one's going to be a non-stop exercise. We do left, right. You get the point. All right, let's see if we can get this right. Ooh. I said behind the head. I lied. But you can definitely feel it in the long head. 50s. '50s were light. On the left arm anyway. Ooh. 50s weren't as heavy as I thought they were going to be. Shall we go to 60? So, I don't know if you've noticed, but on my tricep exercises, I try to have a slow tempo when it comes to contracting, and on the eccentric. I like for it to be slow. Keep a lot of tension on that muscle the entire time. I see a lot of people that they push down hard and just let the weight fly up. The eccentric of a movement is just as important as the concentric of the movement. Meaning the concentric, the contraction or the flexion is just that, the opposite, which is the extension, the eccentric. It's just as important as the contraction. So, moved up to 60. Let's get this last sit in. Second sit in, excuse me. Ooh. 60s is just a little bit more difficult. A little bit more difficult. That's what we want. Oh yeah, we felt that. Oh, definitely felt that. Whew, it was a little tough. Right arm. I don't know if you could tell on the last 1 or 2 reps, I kind of dug my shoulder into it. It's no go. Now, mind you, the tricep is connected to the back of the shoulder. But if I feel like I'm throwing the shoulder forward to help move the weight for an isolated tricep movement, that's no bueno. So, if that happens again, I mean, we're on our last set, so if we were at the beginning of the exercise, it done that, immediately I moved down the weight, simply because now our shoulder is working on a tricep movement, an isolated tricep movement. Like I said, the triceps are connected to the back of the shoulder, but you don't want your shoulder, assisting with the movement. Like you don't want any type of shoulder muscles assisting with a tricep extension, isolated tricep movement. So here we go. Third set, 60 pounds. Ooh, I can feel that. I can feel that. Ooh, look how far back she is. Started to feel the shoulder in that one. Yep, you see it. Triceps are fried. Once the shoulder starts moving to or moves excessively forward to help the tricep move the weight, nah, we're done. Let's get this right arm in. We only got 8 reps with the left. Only doing 8 with the right. Ooh. Oh yeah. Triceps got a good amount of blood flowing through them. Oh, dude. Whew. Getting tight. All right. That's it for tricep work. We got 2 bicep movements to do, so let's get into that. And our first bicep exercise is going to be the barbell curl. And we got 95 pounds on here. So it's been a while since I've done barbell curls, and I haven't worked biceps in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And usually this was a warm up. We'll see what it feels like today. So we're going to get started with this first one. We're going to do probably 4 sets of 8 to 10. 4 sets of 8 to 10. Let's get it. Ooh. I say a warm up. Not too bad, not too bad. So, at least my biceps haven't gotten weaker. Maybe a little bit smaller, but not weaker. Oh man, that was almost a mishap. So that was very challenging. Last 3 sets, 3 reps were challenging. So what we're going to do is stick with this. Set number 3. My biceps are already feeling it. I mean, my biceps are already feeling it. Here we go. Moving forward. Set number 3. 95 pounds. Let's get it. Oh my gosh. Gosh, dude. Oh, my biceps are. Ooh. Yeah, that was 8 reps. I know. That's about all we can manage. We got one more set. More likely it's going to be 8. We'll shoot for 10. Well, I got 5 on that last set. You might have not been able to see it in the video, but my left bicep reached up and touched my shoulder as if it was tapping out. So, here we go. We got one more set. Let's get it. That time it was the forearm. Tapped my right shoulder and said, cut it out. Jeez. Folks, that's it for straight bar curls. Here we are. Last exercise. Last exercise for today. And it's going to be hammer curl. Concentration hammer curl. And I really like these. Help build up the brachioradialis. Really pump up those biceps. So, with these, because those straight bar curls just fry our biceps, we're only doing 3 sets. 3 sets of 10. Maybe 10. Should be able to get them. Actually starting off with a 40-pound dumbbell. 40-pound dumbbell. 40-pound dumbbell. Let's get it. That wasn't too bad. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Stick with the 40s. 2 more sets. All right, here we go. Second set. Hammer curls. 40-pound dumbbells. First set wasn't too bad, but that was the first set. Whew. That was a little bit more difficult. Really felt the pump. Dude. Whew. Second set complete. 1 more. Here we are. Last set. Last exercise. 10 reps. Hammer curls. 40-pound dumbbell. Let's get this done so we can get out of here. Oh. I'm glad this is the last set. Come on. My gracious. That is it, my friends. That is it. So you've watched this entire video from start to finish. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I am out of breath. Make sure like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, because we're going to have about 2 to 3 videos and a bunch of shorts coming out each week. So far, we've got our bench press video, squat video, or our chest and our leg video, and this is our shoulder video. We got our back and deadlift coming out few days from now, that back, upper back, it's a lot of volume in that too. And then our deadlift. There's not a lot of volume when it comes to as far as exercises go. And you'll see why. You'll see why. But I appreciate everything. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment. Until next time, Strong Bear Fitness.